Hey guys, what's going on? This is Matt at Malibu Longboards. I was looking through my site and I had a stand-up paddle board launch spot map, and I don't know, the file got deleted or something or whatever. It's not there. So I'm just going to quickly do it again. And this time we're just going to start with Malibu, the top spots in Malibu. So it's going to be about 6 or 7 spots. So the first spot we're going to talk about is Sunset, and that's where Sunset Boulevard meets Pacific Coast Highway. It's just north of Will Rogers State Beach. Technically, this is not Malibu. This would be technically Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles zip code, but we're going to go ahead and you put it on the Malibu map. All right, so it's called Sunset Point. There was an old restaurant there for a while. This is just up from Will Rogers. You can park on the highway for free. I might list the address in the comments or the description. There's paid parking here. This is the old Gladstone's restaurant. It went out of business. They're going to be redoing this. So the state of the parking lot may be changing, but that's basically a paid lot. Or you can see all these guys parking here on the highway, and you just paddle straight out. And let's just take a look-ski quickly at it. Take a sec. So you're going to paddle straight out from, well, we're right in front of a camper. Let's move down a little bit. You want to paddle out from the southern, there's like some stair steps down there, or it's just easier to enter the beach down by that big telephone pole there. You'll see a lifeguard tower there. You want to go just south of that or towards Santa Monica. Then you'll paddle straight out. It's very beginner friendly, real mushy waves. And there's a couple dudes checking it out right now. And yeah, that's a good spot there. Don't worry about the rocks. There's a couple rocks that on low tide you'll check out, but otherwise you'll just enter and exit on the little sandy spot of the beach there to the south, right about where these guys are actually. No, a little bit farther south than that. Okay, so now let's go back up the coast to our next spot, and you can launch all along here. In other words, from Sunset all the way up, you can launch. But we're going to go to a more formal spot, and that's going to be Topanga. Topanga again has a paid lot, and there is some free parking on the side of the road there, but otherwise there's the paid lot, and there's a lifeguard tower and everything. You want to go ahead and paddle out right from this kind of south entrance here. Is going to be your best spot to paddle out at. It's just less rocks and everything. And then you'll have the Topanga Point. Oh, that was like a helicopter view. All right. And Topanga, ooh, that was a nice day. Wow. Yeah, that's looking clean there that day. Okay, so, and crowded. Look at all those peeps. All right, so that's a good spot. Nice little bay. You can catch some swells coming in there. Next spot moving up. And again, all along this highway, there's spots to park and launch. I'm just not going over them formally. All right, our next spot is going to be Malibu by the Pier. It's taking a second to load up. So Malibu by the Pier, again, there's free parking on the highway and also paid lot right there. Again, same thing. You want to paddle out from the south portion of the beach. So that's about where that little Surfrider beach thing is there. And we can go ahead and get on the beach here and take a look ski. So this is about where you'll paddle out from, kind of out of the thick of the surfers. And real low tide today. There's the famous Malibu Wall and the pier. And you'll paddle out just right here. It's right real mellow. You can catch some swells. I think there's some paddle out, stand-up dudes out there right now. If you look, yeah, that guy looks like he's standing. Okay, next spot up is sort of a secret spot, so keep this one under your hat. It's called Latigo. It's just a couple miles north of Malibu there. Let's see if I can dial it in. This computer's a little slow today. I'm just doing it on the phone quickly. Gonna take a second to dial in. There it is, Latigo. There's some free parking in this little side street here. Now it's real. See where it says Latigo Beach Access? This is where it looks like you're walking in some dude's backyard. That's public access, and Latigo's a nice bay, real nice beach, and again, a place where you can catch some swells and stuff like that. But there's this entrance here. Let's see if I can show it to you. This is sort of secret insider stuff. But if you're just stand-up paddling, it's not going to be any big whoop. All right, so you could park in that little side street. It's hard to see the entrance, but that's right off Seagull Way. Let's just take a gander from this, from the perspective of the street. And so, yeah, you'll turn down that little side street right down there, and then you can park in there. Or sometimes there's parking over here where these guys are up here. So you have that option. And it's kind of, you go down these stairs, kind of a steep little walk, but it's a good workout. And you'll enter right down there, and then you can paddle out at Latigo. Beautiful spot. Definitely nice. Let's see if I can get you a spot on the, if there's any of those little blue dots. Don't see any today. Okay. Now, and okay, let's go to the next spot. It's just past Joffrey's. We call it Escondido. This is a famous spot. Probably, you know, I've done a lot of lessons and kind of group stuff over here. This is real calm water. There's a kelp bed out there. A lot of wildlife, dolphins, all that kind of stuff. Very cool. Let's see if we can get a gander of what it looks like. It's this little break in between these houses. You can park on the highway for free, and you'll see this little break in between these two houses, here and here. And that's where you'll launch from. It's a beautiful spot, and you'll head up towards Paradise Cove. This will actually get you into Paradise Cove. The best way to go here, and pretty much all these spots, is head north, starting out head north, and that way the trade winds typically will blow you back home. So if you head south, you're going to be fighting a trade wind, depending on what time of day you go. But you might be fighting a wind to get back up. So it's better to head out, do your workout heading up, head north to the right, and then let the wind push you back. So a good session here is to paddle out here, head up to the Paradise Cove Pier, which I'll show you right here. Is right up here. It's a nice little trek to Paradise Cove. And then you can paddle back. This is really cool. There's a lot of dolphins, kelp bed. It's not a natural preserve, but it's pretty preserved. It's not all fished out, kind of like what California was like, 200 years ago. Very, very cool. Okay, so the next spot. Now you could paddle out of Zuma if you wanted to too. But the next form, and this Matador State Beach is pretty cool. So we're going to put that on the map too. Matador State Beach. There's paid parking right there. Very cool little cliff thing. Let's see if there's any shots. Okay, yeah, so we can get a shot here of Matador. And a lot of these places they use like in model shoots and stuff like that. I mean, it really is picturesque. Now this day, probably not so much, but you get the idea. You could see like, oh yeah, you've probably seen this in movies and model shots and stuff. This is, pretty famous stuff. But you can walk down here and paddle out. Very cool little cave action there on a certain tide. I don't know if you could paddle through those, but I guess on a high tide maybe. And then you just launch out here. It's beautiful. Okay, next one from El Matador is going to be, we're just going to jump up all the way up to Leo Creel, which is pretty famous. Nice right point break. Same type of thing. You got to paddle out. From the south is good. Leo Creel is good. Nice little right point break off this rock out here. You surf right off that rock. But you just paddle out right here, and then you can catch some of the swells. This will stay glassy. Like Malibu, Leo Creo can stay glassy almost all day. Malibu can stay, you know, out of the wind all day pretty much. Leo Creo, pretty much the same thing. When I say Malibu, I mean Malibu by the pier. And our last spot for today is going to be staircases. And here's the parking for that. This is basically, I believe the address is 15,000 Pacific Coast Highway. This is almost at county line. Nice little cliff. Another spot where the models are all over the place. Let's take a gander into that entrance for the parking lot. Again, it looks like you're going in some dude's house kind of like thing, but it's not well marked. I think that's on purpose. And was it 39? Well, maybe it's 40,000 Pacific Coast Highway. My bad. 40,000 Pacific Coast Highway. Again, I'll probably list the addresses in the description. And another beautiful spot. So I wanted to go over that because I did a whole thing where I had all the 10 spots, and they, I don't know what happened to the file. So this is just a little quickie, and just like that, this video is over, and I'm out. Check out MalibuLongboards.com if you need rentals or lessons.